Hey guys, what's up? My name is Anthony, and welcome to another edition of BNA Sports Talk. So today, I really want to talk about BNA Sports Weekly. So it's a weekly series, well, kind of weekly, that I've been trying to do on Fridays, but I want to make it much bigger than it currently is. I wanted to make it kind of like an hour show, where I have kind of like the week's videos, just one video. Now I know a major problem with this is a lot of videos are going to be kind of out of date based on news. So I will be doing regular BNA Sports Talk for like two, maybe three times a week, maybe a fun video. And then for the BNA Sports Talk, or like the BNA Weekly, I'll make videos. Like I'll cut them into mini segments, and then I'll post them to like throughout the week. So the object with this is to make content that's more general and that could live longer past than just a week. That's the content I want to shift more towards, not towards NFL news, because I think the content, the most valuable that I will create, is more long lasting, more like you can return to the video months later and see. And of course, with these, I want to make predictions, like prediction reviews. I have a bunch of ideas for like series and segments that I do. I have like a whole friggin' list, and I'm getting started on that right now. And the first hour-long edition, it's gonna be a really tall task on my computer, but I think I should get it done. Just prayers to my MacBook Pro, but I'm not trying to brag that I have a MacBook Pro. I think a lot of people do, especially as a college student. Anyway, so let's get into this video. And what I want to do is list the top 7 teams that don't really have a bright future, and teams that are going to kind of be struggling to make ends meet for the next couple of years. After this could be either like they're going to be successful this year, and then eventually they'll be in a real big problem, or it's rather like right now it's just not going to work out. So the team I want to start with is number 7, Cowboys. The Cowboys are going to have a lot of cap problems because right now they're currently paying $120 million or so, and they saw him play Dak Prescott, Jalen Smith, Ezekiel Elliott, all those guys, and especially with their coach, Sean Payton doesn't want to go there, and we've seen the teams to win the Super Bowl have a great coach. And they also aren't the young teams. The young teams, the Rams were kind of successful. You saw that they met their demise in the Patriots. But Sean McVay is a rare talent. Especially with the Cowboys. Jason Garrett, I don't really see him as a Super Bowl winning coach. And rumors are you're paying Dak Prescott $30 million. Amari Cooper wants $20. Well, the 50, whatever it is. That's going to be a major problem going into the future. And I think the Super Bowl window is 1 or 2 years now, because now all these guys have to start working out. They're rookies. They're going to start getting paid, and even though the cap's going up, I still think they're in a huge bubble right now. Next, I would say 6 would have to go to the Ravens. I don't think Lamar Jackson is going to work, and if he doesn't work, John Harbaugh, his job is at stake. John Harbaugh is a pretty smart coach, and then you're going to have to bring in somebody else, and then you have to reset this roster, the whole thing. You had a defense last year. It was pretty successful. You had Eric Weddle, Terrell Suggs. Even though they were getting kind of old, there were defensive leaders on this team, and you replaced them with Earl Thomas, who's injury prone. I'm not too sure about that. I don't think you had a successful draft. You surrounded Lamar Jackson with the right pieces, but I think there's a reason why you don't see more teams like this. Is because these teams aren't successful. These teams long term aren't like what works in the NFL, and so you're gonna see. Remember the Wildcat offense? People thought that was like the future of the NFL. Next, I have the Panthers. And the Panthers, it all rides on Cam Newton, whether his arm can be successful. You have a pretty successful defense, but you got Brian Burns. You had a really good draft. This is going to be a trend with a lot. You think they're going to have a good draft. You honestly don't know. But, Cam Newton, his arm, his shoulder, 2 shoulder surgeries and 2 straight off seasons. I don't like that. Will Grier, I think, is going to be the future quarterback of this team. In a couple years, he'll be the quarterback of this team. And, the offensive line isn't great, isn't horrible. Mid-tier offensive line. You helped. I think you got Greg Little in the second round, which is great for, I think, Carolina. But, Luke Kuechly's not getting any younger. The loss of Josh Norman kind of killed your secondary in that whole. I don't think this is a championship-winning defense, and I think they're gonna have to reset their roster and even next year's time and try to move on from Cam Newton. It was a semi-successful run with Cam Newton, but I don't think it's going to be out for their long-term success. So number 4, I have the Texans. Why do I have the Texans here? I mean, Deshaun Watson is a quarterback. I think you have a good coach in O'Malley, I think. But, J.J. Watt is getting older. He's been a little injury prone, but he's been dominant. Jadeveon Clowney, I think they're going to get rid of him. And they got rid of Tyrann Mathieu. They have a lot of money to spend, but I don't really trust this team in drafting. A large portion of teams is drafting. Jadeveon Clowney was kind of a miss. When was the last time you saw one of their key players besides Deshaun Watson, show up and get big? The thing with successful teams is you can bring in so many free agents that you want, but you're going to have to get some hits in the 3rd, 4th round. That's why teams like Seattle were successful. The coach quarterback is fine. That's going to be long-term success. I'm not too worried about this team as far as, really long-term. But this division is a little tough now. You have the Colts, Jaguars, and Titans, who are always, they aren't great, but they aren't horrible either. So you're going to be competing. And every year it's going to be a competition. There aren't going to be any soft years anymore like it used to be when, you didn't have Andrew Luck in this division. You didn't have Nick Foles. And Marcus Mariota, I mean, he isn't great, but you guys get the point. So number 3 would have to belong to the Rams. Now, up until this point, it's in no particular order, but I would say the Rams are pretty stuck. You have the quarterback who, paralysis by overanalysis, I think he's going to work. He's in the coaching tree of Bill Belichick now. Bill Belichick likes him, and he'll give him kind of some tips. But, Jared Goff, you're not sure if he's a quarterback or not. You picked up his 5th-year option. Todd Gurley and that knee. I think the whole franchise is riding on that knee. You drafted the running back out of Memphis. You did have to overpay for your backup running back, even though you didn't want to. You don't want to get desperate at any position. And they signed Clay Matthews to a deal. Ndamukong Suh isn't playing anymore. I don't think Clay Matthews is going to be good. Then you have aging corners like Aqib Talib and Marcus Peters. This thing could get ugly real quick. Their offense relies a lot on running, but the Rams could be screwed real quick, especially in this division with Seattle and the 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals, who I don't think are going to play well this year. But as they get their bearings a little bit. I'm not sure about Cliff Kingsbury. He didn't make this list because I haven't seen anything yet. This could be amazing. It could work right away. But I don't trust Arizona right now because they're really young. But in a couple years, this could work. The Cincinnati Bengals, who, they're in a kind of coaching kind of conundrum right now. They don't know who their quarterback is, Andy Dalton. Then you kind of got Ryan Finley. You're not sure. Next year, they may end up drafting another quarterback. I have that in my anti-mock draft. That you'll see in the upcoming BNA Sports Talk, like the 2020 mock draft that I'm doing. And, so the Bengals, Vontaze Burfict is gone. They've kind of cleared their locker room, which I think is great. But it was kind of left with nobody. Not nobody, but you got Preston Brown at linebacker. The defense isn't going to be horrible, but I have real questions about the secondary. The defensive line is going to be pretty good because they added players like B.J. Goodson from the Giants. I forget some other pieces that they've added, but they haven't really gotten much worse there. But their secondary, Pac-Man Jones is gone. The long-term success of this team is going to be pretty difficult, and I don't think Andy Dalton is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. He'll get you 10-6, he'll get you 9-7, but I think they're going to be in that purgatory until they can find their quarterback. And I'm not sure if Zach Taylor is going to want to move off Andy Dalton for now. So for now, this team has a really low promising future, especially in this division where you do have the Steelers and Browns. It's weird saying that the Browns, good. And number 1, this is the clear-cut, number 1 is the Buccaneers, especially after the loss to Jason Pierre-Paul. I made this list before that, and especially now, because you're going to have to waste another pick on a defensive end next year because you can't trust Jason Pierre-Paul's health. Quan Alexander's gone, but you're replacing with Devin White. You're basically replacing people. And then your left tackle Smith, I forgot his first name, but his last name is easy to remember. I could tell you that much. But you're paying him now a lot. Mike Evans is getting paid a lot. You're gonna have to move off of Jameis Winston. This team is a complete mess. And Bruce Arians is gonna want to stick with Winston. He's gonna want to the ride or die with Winston. I mean, I guess that could be good because if he does end up working, it's one less position you have to replace. But Arians is Tampa Bay or bust. And then once he's gone, I don't even know what's gonna happen. So, yeah, that's why Tampa is pretty much screwed. They're the number 1 most screwed teams. Now, honorable mentions that many people think I should have included on this list, like the Lions. Matt Stafford kind of had a tough season last year, it's a different style offense. Before, he would kind of rely on his arm. He would just make plays and stuff, kind of like an Aaron Rodgers style. Now he's in a scripted style offense, and this is his second year in it, so this is a big test year for him. I was also tempted to include teams like the Bears and the Chiefs on this list, but I think they have their coach-quarterback combination going pretty well, so more than the Texans at least. I think they're in a better position than the Texans. They have more talent than the Texans do. That's why I have them on this list. I mean, there had to be 7 teams on this list, and things could change drastically over the next year. In the BNA Sports Weekly, I'm going to include the top 7 teams that have the brightest future, so definitely look out for that, kind of making you suspense to the, to this weekend's podcast episode, BNA Weekly show, whatever I want to call it. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a like rating right down there. Please comment anything, favorite, and subscribe if you haven't already. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.